Dear Jesse, I'm writing this letter to let you know that I have not yet forgotten you. I'm writing this letter to let you know that those days we sat on the preschool playground have not yet escaped me, because those memories are still engraved into my mind like the pictures we chalked onto note cards, because real Yu-Gi-Oh cards were too precious for 4-year-old hands. Dear Jesse, I'm writing this letter to let you know that I still remember that day when I learned of my love of refrigerated apples because of your mom. On that same day, I learned you loved milk, even though I hated it. Dear Jesse, I still remember one of those countless birthdays you spent with me. You handed me a package with a bow tie and said, "I'm really sorry for this, because your mom made you get me a book." When Percy Jackson would become the first piece of literature I ever read out of choice. Dear Jesse, I still have not forgotten the endless Sundays we spent together, studying about a God neither of us believed in, exchanging whispers and secret code like we were atheists in disguise, afraid of the nuns trying to convince us otherwise, even though we were so different. I was scared of contributing to the war-torn battlefield my family has become over the pages of a book, of becoming like my steel-eyed grandmother, cutting my cousins apart with her gaze. You just thought mass was boring. Dear Jesse, I joined the Park and Rec baseball team for 2 years just so I could spend time with you. I later found out you only stayed to spend time with me. Even though we both hated baseball. Dear Jesse, the first time you took me to a card shop, I realized I love card games, and I will never forgive you for that. Dear Jesse, when you took me back to that same card shop for a tournament when we were the only 12-year-olds there, surrounded by people double our age, you picked me as your partner, even though you knew I sucked and we didn't win a single game, but you said, "At least we tried," even though you hated losing. I will never forgive that. Dear Jesse, I have spent countless hours of my life with you. Dear Jesse, I have spent countless hours of my life remembering you. Dear Jesse, you were the first friend I ever had. Dear Jesse, you were the first real friend I ever had. Dear Jesse, sometimes I think you're the last real friend I ever had. Dear Jesse, you taught me 1,000 things. Dear Jesse, you taught me what happiness feels like. Dear Jesse, when you died, you showed me what depression feels like. Dear Jesse, at your funeral, your mom refused to call it by that name. Instead of calling it a celebration of life, they played a didgeridoo and had all the Irish food I knew you hated. I wish you were there with me so we could have laughed and called it stupid. Dear Jesse, that whole day, I breathed out prayers to a God neither of us believed in hopes you would end up somewhere neither of us knew. Jesse, when I saw that board your school made in memorial filled with colorful pieces of paper that said sorry and how good of a person you were, all I could feel was anger. Like, why couldn't they have done more? Like, why couldn't they have talked to you? Like, why didn't I talk to you? Like, why does it take a 15-year-old boy dying to give him a compliment? Why, Jesse? When you asked me that Sunday if I wanted to hang out, I wouldn't have lied and said I was busy if I knew you were going to be gone 3 days later. Jesse, I don't know if it was my fault. I don't know if I decided to change schools to be with you, we would have been better friends that last year. I don't know if I had stopped going to Sunday school, anything would have changed. I don't know if I had hugged you a little bit tighter, you would still be here. I don't know anything, but regretful memories don't make up for the fact that I can't remember the sound of your voice anymore. So when I call out in the night, there was no one left to respond. Like a puppet show where I'm my own audience, I can only imagine what you would say. I can only read the movements of your mouth like subtitles. I wish your thoughts were subtitles so I could have read into the subtext of our conversations. When you told me in that baseball dugout that if you could blow the whole world apart at the touch of a button, you would. Maybe then I could have found something. I could have connected the dots on the line that led to the red string of fate that followed you off that bridge, grab hold of it, pull you up, and tell you that you had something to live for. That I would have lived for you. That people would have died for you. But you were too blind to see it, and I know that's unfair, and I know that's not how this works, and I know you didn't close your eyes to the world before it closed its mouth to yours, and you're no longer able to hear the sounds of love around you, and I'm sorry that I wasn't louder. I'm sorry, Jesse, but you can't hear me anymore. Dear Jesse, do you remember that day after catechism? You pulled a small ceramic piece out of your back pocket and played a song from Legend of Zelda. Afterwards, you asked me if I wanted to go to the store and buy candy, and I erupted in a laughter you could not simply comprehend. Because in that moment, I saw something red. Something you had forgotten, left behind, dropped out of your pocket somewhere along the line, and I don't know when I'll see you again. And I don't know if this letter will reach you, but I tear myself apart, lay the pieces on the altar some way, and somehow you'll hear this from wherever you are, as if to make up for every letter, word, hangout, moment, and bear hug I forgot to wrap you in. But I just hope that whenever I see you again, you'll have remembered how to smile.